Hello. So let's talk about my exam learning framework. I've used this framework to go from 1190 to a 1530 SAT. I'm now using it for my national exams, and I can assure you that if you do at least one of these 7 simple steps, your grades are gonna skyrocket. You're just gonna be that cool. Anyways, let's just really quick get into it. So what is this exam learning framework I'm talking about? Well, it's just some principles you can use in your studying to absolutely crush your exams. I'm using Obsidian for this, but you can use Notion, a physical notebook, anything works. But you just gotta lock in and listen to what I'm about to say. Okay, so first of all, first tip, let's just get into it. Keep a mistake log. Okay, every problem set you do and you don't know how to do it, even though you just learned the theory, you should do that problem again another time. Like, okay, you did it, you forgot something, you look in your notebook to see what you forgot, and then you do the problem again and yay, you did it. Okay, but like your memory is gonna fade with that solution, if that makes sense. You're gonna forget how you solved it in a few days, unless you have superhuman memory, which most of us don't. So that's why you want to keep a mistake log. And I usually color code it like this. You can pause if you want to see. These are in Romanian, by the way. Again, they're for my national exams, not my SAT exams, which were in English. But I think you can get the idea of it. Like, I put the exercise here, a link with the solution, and I color coded if I already did it 3 times. 3 times is good because that's how spaced repetition works, all that. Next, so split your material in chapters. Now, let's take, for example, my math exam, right? My math exam has like 3 main chapters. First chapter is 9th grade material. Second chapter is 10th to 11th. And third chapter is 11th to 12th grade material. So I kind of split it into that. You can see here, subject 1, 2, 3. Yeah, sorry, 1, 2, 3. And basically what I'm doing with these is I have like a little structure here. You're gonna see it. Look. So this is, you see that color coding again, but this time it's not like the actual problems. It's the topics themselves. Here we have like, the vertex of a function, or its continuity, or stuff like that, right? Or like, I know, derivatives, right? We have those, and I color code them like this. Blank, I don't know it, I didn't learn it. Yellow, I did the theory, but I didn't practice a lot yet, or I practiced a little bit. And green, did theory and a lot of exercises, and I'm like proficient in it, right? I guess we could also add a orange, which is like did theory and exercise but not proficient. You can play with it, right? And you can just use Claude for this, or any AI you like. Claude has the most recent, I think, depends on what model you use, but I think Opus has the most recent update with like scanning the internet and its memory. So what am I rambling about? This doesn't even matter. Yeah, just use any AI to like be like, I don't know, hey, please help me for the SAT. What do I have to learn for math? And then you want to get the name of the chapters, put them in here, and then color code them. Anyways, next. So this is kind of, we already got into this point. Know the name of the chapters, know the name of the header topics. This is really important. So for this structure right here, look at this. We have asymptotes, we have derivatives, we have all this. I think it's really important for you to know the headers and the titles of your subject, because then when you encounter exercise like that, you're going to be like, oh yeah, those are derivatives, and you need these formulas for this type of exercise, right? You have them in a certain place in your memory. You have them like, there's like a box for them. And I'm not saying necessarily that you have to put it in a box, but having it neatly organized in your memory is going to save you a lot of headache down the road. So I do recommend just looking up the names and just knowing, okay, this is this. If you want an SAT example, we can have I don't know, transition questions and knowing the name of the types of transitions, from like conceding to contrast to subverting expectation to confirmation. I remember those because those were in my Obsidian Vault in my notes. So yeah, that's kind of really important. And then you want to color code your knowledge. We kind of already went over that, you know. It's to see how well you did, and then when you revisit your notes, which you want to do, okay, you know, okay, I gotta do this more. You can also have a retrospective revision timetable. I stole this from Ali Abdaal. I did not write this in here. I don't think I did, but I'm gonna teach you this anyways. So this is like a big secret. Let me turn off the music because this is cool. So I have this right here, retrospective revision timetable. I think the programming one is better. Yeah, here. So this is like you have the units right here, and then you write down the date when you learned it, and then out of 5 stars how well you knew it. And now when you want to get to a study session and you're wondering, well, what should I learn? Should I move on to this new unit, to this new chapter? And then you see here, no, this still has 3 stars. Excuse me. I got to put in a little bit more work. So yeah, that's cool. The retrospective revision timetable is really that simple. You just put the units here, time, and that's that. And I also have to-dos. To-dos are really cool. Okay. Anyways, next point. So 5th advice. Use Anki if you can. If you don't know, Anki is a spaced repetition flashcard app. It's really good because it kind of like, some people at Cambridge University and med school, again, stole this from Ali Abdaal, they regard it as an upload to your brain. Everything you put into Anki, if you do your flashcards daily, will get uploaded to your brain. If you want, you can get down a rabbit hole in searching on the internet what Anki is all about. But if you don't want to do that, then here's like on short. Basically, you just make flashcards for each unit, and then each flashcard unit, right, goes into a big unit, which is like math, right? And then it like gives you that flashcard, and if you get it right, then you're not gonna be shown it until, I don't know, a certain time later, and that's gonna build your memory on it, if that makes sense. That's my best explanation. I've got no clue how to do this. Wait, cot10, that must be like sin cos minus sin minus 1 over sine squared x. Let's go. Good. You know, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to do them. Next, be structured. This is really important. I think we kind of went over this, but I want to emphasize it even more. Be really structured with how you make your notes and how you process information and understand stuff. Because if you don't categorize stuff, then it's just going to be a whole mixture in your head. Okay, you want to be, when I see this, I know this is, I don't know, integrals. I think that's how they're called in English. And you know that that's there. And you need those formulas, and you need those certain pattern recognition skills for them and those problem sets. And then when you get to derivatives, you want to have another box in your head, another different part, right? And then later down the road, you can try and connect them and make some connections between them. Like how, you know, derivatives are just, no, integrals are just the opposite of derivatives, and you can make use of those. But that's the whole idea. First structure and then link. Okay, next, learning framework. This is what I want to end this video on, and I think it's really important. And it's already 10 minutes of me yapping. Wow, that's crazy. Thank you if you're like if you've made it this far. Thank you so much, and thank yourself, of course, for giving this a shot. Anyways, learning framework. So this is how your brain will remember any information. You first have to understand what it means, and lots of people skip this step or don't want to fully make sure they get it for some reason. They do it, and let me just make you understand what it means to understand, right? Let's go to some integrals, right? So here's the thing. For example, most people would just look, okay, well, come on, give me some good ones. Oh yeah, right here. Well, this is logarithmic of this plus this, right? And they're just gonna remember it like that, rote memorization. But if you actually go a bit deeper, you can realize that, okay, well, this is like, you know, this formula is 1 over logarithmic something, and this is similar to that, and you can make connections, and that's how you understand it. Then you wanna remember. So how do you remember it? By trying to do exercises, problem sets with those specific formulas in mind. If it's not formulas, if it's not necessarily math, you can do just exercises at your English class for writing a certain type of essay topic or something like that, right? So that's where you try and remember the information, and you want to retrieve that information and force your brain to try and remember it. You do your best to write it well, and then you look at the information and your brain is going to go like, okay, that's what it was supposed to be. And you do that again and again until you know it. It's that simple. And then you want to retain it. That just means consistency. So do it regularly. Of course, have some breaks in between. I know it sounds kind of weird, but let's say you've been working a lot on a subject and you already know it really well. Well, then don't practice it tomorrow if you already know it really well. Wait like 5 or 8 days or 10 days until your memory starts to fade, and then practice it so your retrieval, your recall is harder. And that's going to strengthen those neuron connections even more. It's cool. Okay, well, thanks for watching and have a good day. See you. Why did I do that wink? That's not cool.